Libby, Montana. Nestled in the mountains along the Kootenai River, it's as beautiful a setting for a town as you can imagine. But the dark reality, it's the site of one of the worst corporate environmental disasters in history. For years, workers in the dusty vermiculite mine here didn't know it was contaminated with deadly asbestos fibers, though the company, W.R. Grace, did. It spread all through town.
My grandkids, my children now, 4 out of 5 of my children have been diagnosed. 9 out of 11 of my grandchildren started, their first day of exposure was at plumber school in kindergarten.
Gayla Benefield watched her father and then her mother die of what they called take-home asbestos. Then she filed the first lawsuit.
You've been called the Aaron Brockovich of Libby, Montana.
Oh no, she's taller than I am.
Why you?
Well, you know, nobody else would do it.
W.R. Grace paid out millions of dollars in claims before going bankrupt in 2001, but the health problems persisted. Dr. Brad Black helped establish the Center for Asbestos and Related Disease here.
7,400 residents were screened over the first 2 summers, 2000, 2001, and over 18% of them had abnormalities on their x-rays.
18%?
Yeah.
Residents were dying and couldn't get health care. Leroy Tom worked at the mine.
They denied obvious cases. They just denied them.
We got Max Baucus involved. He was our U.S. Senator at the time, and he really listened to us.
Man, I just vowed right then and there, I'm going to do whatever it takes to bring justice to the people of Libby, Montana. At a town meeting, they're complaining that the EPA is not doing very much, so I turned to my assistant there in front of everybody and said, Holly, he says, get the administrator on the line right now.
EPA administrator.
EPA administrator, right now. Let's find out what the heck's going on.
And that was the first step.
Yeah, it was.
It was 2009. President Obama was pushing health care reform.
Now is the time to deliver on health care.
Senator Baucus had an idea to help the residents of Libby. As chair of the Senate Finance Committee, he relied on a tiny provision, 10323, of the Affordable Care Act, which grants Medicare coverage for individuals exposed to environmental health hazards. So today, everyone in Libby, regardless of age, is eligible for Medicare if they've been affected by asbestos, for life, paid by the government.
How would you characterize what Senator Baucus did for this community?
Oh, he saved the community. That's all I can say. Absolutely, he was our savior.
This solution that you brought forward for Libby, Montana, is this something that you see as a possibility for other cities that are kind of struggling in the wake of a toxic disaster, like, say, East Palestine?
I do, but certainly the senators in that state, if they were to really get focused and raise hell with EPA, with the appropriate federal agency, they could get results. I mean, I've learned, it gets old, it's trite, but the squeaky wheel does get the grease. And if you really do focus, then I do think that people in Ohio who suffered from this train wreck can get assistance.
Now, Senator Baucus must have said it 5 times during an interview, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So I suppose if there's a lesson to be learned for East Palestine or other similar communities, speak up, refuse to be ignored.